Guys, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in or returning back to me. We are completing 1 year of the Sports Plus Life podcast. So this one, the day after the 1 year anniversary of the Sports Plus Life podcast, episode number 72, is a little bit special. It marks the year two and beyond. So I just want to quickly thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube. Just thank you in general for those of you who do listen. However, wherever you are, thank you very much. And this weekend is a reason why I do podcasts in general. Do the podcast in general. What a crazy weekend in sports. I mean, you had it all. You had the Red River rivalry, went into 4 overtimes. You had college shootouts. You had playoff baseball. You have NFL Week 5 craziness, comebacks, beatdowns. You had upsets. You had scary injuries. It was a hard-hitting weekend. You had MMA weekend KOs. I mean, they were just serving up KOs. And KO of the year, KO of the century, KO of everything happened this weekend too. This is why I do it. This is why I do the podcast. Because I love talking about sports. I love talking about, just sports in general. But I love talking about life. And the whole thing about this podcast was, I want to talk about sports plus life. I want to talk about not only about sports plus life, but come to think about it, now my life just revolves around sport. Especially during a pandemic when you have, with the way the pandemic just shifted everything. You have playoff baseball, you have NFL, you have championship basketball, NCAA, you have MMA. You'll have one of the bigger boxing fights happening this year. Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez this weekend. That's one of the big fights coming up here pretty soon. Starting that round of big fights, boxing matches coming up here soon. Man, it's crazy. And it started out great. It started out amazing. Saturday, the Red River Shoot. I'm calling it the Red River Shootout. I can't say Red River Rivalry. I can't even say it. Red River Shootout is what I'm calling it. Coach Lincoln called it. Lincoln Riley called it Red River Shootout. I'm calling it the Red River Shootout. Your mama call you Clay. I'm gonna call you Clay. But man, what a game. Let me pull up the numbers here real quick. Had all the emotions, right? Did you have all the emotions? I did. I don't know if you guys are watching the same game I was watching, but 4 overtimes? Let me take a look here. This is how it went, okay? Oklahoma went 10-0, went up 10-0 in the first quarter. And I was like, oh, we're cruising. But then they ended up Texas ended up tying it at the halftime, 17-17. And then we ended up going up 2 touchdowns in the third quarter. And then they ended up going up 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Or they ended up scoring 2 touchdowns, shutting us out in the fourth quarter. Then we go to overtime. But in between that, there was so much in the first 4 quarters. Spencer Rattler got benched. And this was an elite coaching, just a big dick move by Lincoln Riley. It was like, hey, I understand, Spencer Rattler, you're the best quarterback that we have. I understand that I appointed you the starter. I understand that you are probably give us our better chance to win any type of championship this year. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to sit your ass. I'm going to sit you and think about what you've done. Settle down. And when you're ready to get back in, I'm going to put you back in. And Tanner Mordecai came in and did well. I thought he did very well. I thought Tanner Mordecai showed he knows the system. He knows how to play under Lincoln Riley. In that, he could throw the ball. It definitely looks ready. Pretty crazy they had to come in the middle of the Texas versus Oklahoma game. Lincoln Riley said, I wanted to get Tanner Mordecai involved. That's what he said. When really it was just like, I needed to settle Spencer Rattler down. I need to let him know that he could be benched at any time and he could be replaced very easily if he doesn't get his shit together. And we're doing this here. Wow, what a move. Elite coaching move. That's why people want to play for Lincoln Riley. That's why all these quarterbacks come to play for Lincoln Riley. That's why Lincoln Riley has brought this team, six championships, 5 Big 12 championships in a row, taking them to the playoffs 3 of the last 4 years, I believe. That's why Lincoln Riley is one on top of the top. You have to mention what Dabo said. Dabo Sweeney? Dabo Sweeney. It could be Debo for Halloween. Dabo Sweeney. Oh my God, dude, I'm drawing blanks here, dude. Alabama's head coach, Nick Saban, Lincoln Riley. That's why you have to put him up there, Coach O. There's a reason why, and it's stuff like that. He goes, "Yeah, you're not getting it done. Just go sit down for a little bit," and gets the best out of his players. I left that game before the game ended. I was like, wow. What a huge decision to make in such a big rivalry like this, you know? And he did it, and he got the best out of his player. Spencer Rattler came back in, take care of the football, scored in overtime, helped us lead the team to win in overtime. But this was definitely a team effort. No starting running backs at all this year, and who comes in? TJ Pledger. TJ Pledger comes in and runs the ball. I said it on the last podcast. We need to get that ball running. We need to hand it off to our running backs. We need to get it running. And that's exactly what we did. Offensive line played a whole lot better. Led by Humphreys, the center. One of the very experienced players on that offensive line. It was such a good performance. It was such a good game on both sides. Got to give props to Texas for digging it out. They exposed us. They were passing on our little DBs, and by the way, let's not take away from that. Our defense played amazing. We got to Sam Ehlinger. We got to the quarterback. Just like I said on the last podcast, we got to get to the quarterback. Our defensive line did it. It helped our car. We also got 2 picks. We got a turnover the first possession, and then the last possession in overtime was a pick to end the game. Couldn't have gone any better for Oklahoma. And against a tough Texas team, who honestly probably should be 3-0 right now, are 2-2, or 3-0 going into the game, are now 2-2 in the season. Same thing with Oklahoma. It was exciting, man. What a game. What a game. And I'm very excited, obviously, because I'm an Oklahoma Sooners fan. TJ Pledger. No McGowan because he was injured. Pledger comes in, rushes for 131 yards on 22 carries and 2 touchdowns. Amazing, man. Amazing. Also, Austin Stogner made huge catches. That one to tie, I think, in overtime. A third overtime, I believe is what it was. This is a strong hand. Just grab him, just ripping it. Give me that touchdown. It's my touchdown, boy. Oh, man. That dude played out of his mind. And it didn't even look like it, but he was making big catches, saving this team. The ball was definitely spread out. Stogner, Mims, Weiss, Pledger, Hall, Stoops, Charlie Rambo only got 2 for 16 yards. And Stoops, a lot of the Stoops made a lot of big plays too. I think got the game winner in that game. But Coach Bob Stoops' son. Coach Bob Stoops' son, Drake, plays for Oklahoma and did very well in this game. He's seasoned too. He's been around this since probably he was born. What is it? Was he like 1920? Yeah, since he was a baby. Coach Stoops came in, 99? He's been in since he was born. Texas versus Oklahoma. All he knows is Oklahoma. Man, what a good game. And props to Sam Ehlinger, man. Kept his team in the game. Ultimately, he's only won 1 game in this rivalry, I think. I mean, bro, sorry, bro. It's what it is. What it is. But I mean, look who he's faced. I mean, look who he's faced. I'm quick to call him, obviously, because I'm an Oklahoma fan. The worst Texas quarterback ever. This is what, Major Applewhite. But I mean, Jalen Hurts, second runner-up for Heisman, championship winner. Baker Mayfield, number 1 draft pick, Heisman winner. Kyler Murray, number 1 draft pick, Heisman winner. This is what he's had up to. That's what he beat Kyler Murray in that team. Mind you, by a field goal. So, is what it is, player. You're facing the Undertaker, player. Oklahoma being the Undertaker. Such a great game. 4 overtimes. Oh, my God. You want to talk about it? And Uncle Edgar was being Uncle Edgar because I said I'd watch my niece for a little bit. And she said, well, you did say you wanted to babysit me. And so in overtime, Uncle Edgar is reading books to Zoe. And in between plays, I'm like, Zoe, I got to watch it. She's like, okay, let's watch your team. I love her. God, I love that girl. She knows, man. She knows Uncle Edgar. Sports plus life. She knows it. Thank you, baby. It was pretty fun. I'm like in between reading these books. And she goes, oh, your team's winning. Yeah, they're winning. Oh, man, it was a great weekend. Great. That was just Saturday. That was just Saturday. And then I got a little bit Call of Duty in. I was like, oh, cool. I'm going to play a little bit Call of Duty in. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, well, what's going on right now? What else is on right now? Georgia and Tennessee banged up into the fourth quarter. Georgia ended up pulling away. Clemson and Miami. Clemson got smoked by Miami. Clemson went in there and said, that's my chain, punk. And deboed Miami and took the turnover chain. That turnover chain was not available on Saturday for Miami. Spent all that money on a turnover chain, can't even use it. I don't even think they did. Let me see. Let me pull up the number here, player. I want to take a look because, God, dude, that team's good, man. Clemson's good. I said that at the beginning. You got to look at Clemson on winning the championship again. And we still have yet to have Ohio State to play. Oregon, Wisconsin. We still have all those teams to play. Because Pac-12 and the Pac-12 and the Big Ten will be returning here soon. Let me take a look at box score. You gotta look at the box score because that's what gives you the stats. Trevor Lawrence threw 0 picks. But he did fumble once. So they did get a little bit of turnover action going on. But that's about it. Whereas Derek King threw 2 picks. And then Kosi Perry came in and threw a pick as well. 0-1. And Kosi Perry, what is he? Is he he's a running back. What the hell is that? But yeah, ends up throwing a pick. So number 7 Miami got beat down 42-17. That's bad. That's a beat down. And Clemson's going to run away with this ACC championship again. I don't think anyone's going to beat them. Let me take a look at their schedule moving forward. But you look at Clemson, they have the best quarterback in the league, in the nation, in Sunshine. Dude, what is me? What? Trevor Lawrence. What is wrong with me in my name? So here's their schedule. Okay, they got unranked Georgia Tech, Syracuse, Boston College. They do play Notre Dame, Florida State, Pitt, and Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech lost to Coach Mack and North Carolina. If they had Coach Mack yesterday in the Red River rivalry, Texas did, they probably would have won that game. But they didn't. Elite coaching. I'm going to drop it. I'm going to drop it because Oklahoma did their thing. We don't have to talk anymore. All right? I sat there and I'm watching College Game Day and everyone's taking Texas. And Kirk Herbstreit knew. After picking Texas, saying, look, everyone's looking at the screen right now. They're going to take a picture of us all picking Texas, and we're going to lose this game. And Oklahoma's going to take this game and win in, and people are going to be like, hey, I told you so. Kirk Herbstreit knows because he's the one who usually picks Oklahoma. Dubs for Oklahoma. QBU. I like Tanner Mordecai. I wish I would have seen more of Tanner Mordecai. I liked how he played. It was very pro-like, to be honest with you. We'll see what happens with Tanner Mordecai. If I'm Tanner Mordecai, I might be looking into a transfer. Being the sophomore, being the elder, You might be looking into that. Anyways, I'm done with it. Sorry, I gotta move on. But that was just what? Saturday. Alabama, Ole Miss got into a shootout. Alabama ended up pulling away. 63-48 was that game. 111 points between the two. Texas A&M upsets Florida. I didn't watch that game. It was on during the Oklahoma versus Texas game. I didn't watch it, but Giga Mags got the dub over the Gators. Number 4, Florida. So we'll see what happens there. By the way, I'm not going to say it. Texas is going to be unranked. I think they are unranked, right? They're unranked out of the top 25. Notre Dame beat Florida State. Auburn squeaked by Arkansas. And LSU got dropped by Missouri. There's another upset. Upsets all over the place. I love it, man. I love it. Iowa State beat Texas Tech. They should. By the way, Iowa State was ranked 24. How? They should be a little bit higher than that. What's Kansas State? Kansas State and TCU played, didn't they? I don't remember who won that game. What the hell? Where? Let me go standings here. Let me go. Just find it right here. I'll find it right here. I gotta say, I don't remember. Like, it was such a crazy weekend, dude. I can't even. There's Kansas State. They're ranked 22. Okay, so 22 now for Kansas State, 20 for Iowa State, and then 7 for Oklahoma State, who didn't play this weekend. I'm assuming they won because TCU is. It doesn't matter anymore. Who cares? I don't give a shit. That's college football. That's why I love Saturdays. I love college football. It's fall, some fall ball. I wanted to throw some bets down. I couldn't. I hate betting on college football because it's so unpredictable. Plus, and when it is predictable, it's like not even worth betting. To be honest with you. But yeah, crazy weekend, crazy Saturday. NFL popped off as well this weekend. And like I said, NFL was crazy as well. Another crazy NFL week. With schedules being changed around, games being moved to next week, games being moved to Tuesday, games being moved from Sunday to Monday, now Monday to next week, and then other games being scheduled. There's a whole schedule shift. And, yeah, I don't know how to. People are like Denver Broncos are getting an unexpected bye along with the Detroit Lions and Green Bay Packers. They had a scheduled bye. Broncos did not have a scheduled bye. Now they have a bye this weekend or this last weekend. Whatever. And then instead of having like a game tomorrow or today, it would have been a doubleheader today at 3 p.m. my time. Probably have an advantage going in that game. No Cam Newton. No, I mean, they're missing a couple other people, and Broncos are getting back Phillip Lindsay, getting healthier. And then, I mean, there goes that disadvantage because next week Cam Newton will be able to play. So it's like, all right, who's being punished here? Who really is being punished here? You know what I'm saying? Is what it is. I mean, I think we all expected something like this to happen this year, right? And it's only 2 teams that are messing it up for the rest of the league, the Patriots and the Tennessee Titans. It's only 2 teams messing it up for everyone else. I'm not surprised it's the Patriots because they're probably sabotaging the year. And then the Titans because Titans are in Tennessee. And did you hear my Tennessee draw there? They're from Tennessee. And they're bitter from last year. Not giving the ball to Derrick Henry. Either way, there's still football popped off. And first off, I want to start by saying, I hope, and I always come in here and I defend him every week. I feel like he should have been paid. But Dak Prescott, hope you heal up soon. Hope you feel better, brother. Because I was playing Call of Duty. I look up and Dak Prescott's foot was, instead of facing north and south, it was east and west. And, man, I just looked up and I was like, no. I'm playing Call of Duty, like, multiplayer, and some guy's like, what's going on? Where are they? Mark them. Can't mark them multiplayer. Muhammad's like, no. I just look bad. And people are like, oh, his shoe's all messed up. His shoe's not messed up. His leg's broken. Something's broken there. Bad tackle. I mean, that's just... It was bad. And Dak Prescott was playing good. I thought he was playing well up, the whole year. He just wasn't getting the help. And then that happens. Now, you got to feel bad for Dak Prescott. He should have been getting paid right now. Something guaranteed, a shitload of money guaranteed. And now what? You signed the tender, was it 35 mil, 40 mil? I can't remember how much. You can get paid a lot this year. He should be getting paid extended, like just guap after guap, fist over fist, or whatever they say. It's just, I don't know what's going on with Jerry Jones. And something like Jerry Jones, very similar to Bill O'Brien, needs to relinquish. I mean, he shouldn't be the GM. He shouldn't be making these decisions. Someone like Jerry Jones needs to hire a black guy. Honestly, straight up, hire a black guy. Not your son, not this, not you. I mean, who's Lewis? What is it? Riddick Lewis? That beautiful man? Hire him. He'll do wonders for that team. I think Riddick Lewis deserves it. I think Riddick Lewis would do work there. Look what the Browns are doing with the black GM. They made the right moves. They're 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. I think. Hold on, let me get that right. Yeah, 4-1. They beat a tough Colts team. They smoked a tough Colts team. Baker Mayfield coming into his own. It's a team effort. These teams spreading the ball out. Austin Hooper, Njoku, Jarvis Landry, OBJ, Nick Chubb is out. But Kareem Hunt and Johnson, I think is what Johnson came in doing their damn thing. Shout out to Kareem Hunt on my fantasy team doing the damn thing. But look, I mean, feel bad for Dak. I feel bad. It happened that way. And I hope he gets better, man. Hope he gets better. And if anything, you could take away from this weekend, Dak can smile a little bit seeing Alex Smith come back from the injury he came back from. And Alex Smith played football for the first time in 2 years after two broken legs, after two broken bones in his leg. If anything, there's a silver lining here. If anything, there's a hope for Dak Prescott to come back and make money and do well. Or at least play football again. I don't know what a surgery like that, what it takes for him to come back on a surgery like that. I've never done it. I mean, I've got my toe chopped off, but that's different. You just cut it off and you sew it back up and you're back in like a few months. Trust me, I know. But it's like, I just hope he does. I mean, I don't know. The healing process, only, what do we say here at the Sports Life podcast? Only time will tell. What is that Razor Ramon say? Bad times don't last, but bad guys do. And this time, Dak Prescott has to be the bad guy because he's going to last. And he's a bad guy because he's the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. So I think he'll be all right. I think he'll come back. I think he'll heal up. And, yeah, we shall see. He's had a rough year, man. COVID, losing his brother to suicide, not getting paid, getting to put through the ringer. I mean, you want to talk about having a bad year on that type of level. I mean, you guys had a bad year. You got to feel for him, man. You got to feel for him. There got to be some sort of compassion for him. And yeah, there's going to be fucking trolls that are going to be like, oh, well, he deserves it. He's a pussy cowboy. Whatever, dude. Fine. Go ahead. Be your little troll. Go and do that if that makes you feel better. But last time I checked, Dak Prescott has a mansion. Dak Prescott is making a lot of money still. And Dak Prescott gets all the ladies. I ain't gonna say the B word. But other than that, they won the game. Cowboys won the game by a field goal, I believe. That was a shootout with the Giants, if I'm not mistaken. Let me take a look here. That was 37-34. Daniel Jones, man. They didn't throw a touchdown? Oh, let me see the score here. Let me see the stats here real quick. They didn't throw a touchdown, but they didn't throw a pick either, by the way. Threw for 222 yards on 20 of 33. Dak Prescott, up until that point, had a pick, unfortunately. Cedric Wilson threw the touchdown pass but they had a good rushing. Zeke Elliott had 2 touchdowns. Evan Ingram had a rushing touchdown, and so did Devonta Freeman coming in off signing a couple weeks ago. Dak Prescott caught a touchdown. I forgot about that. What was I watching? I think I was watching what time was that game? I don't even remember. But I was kind of watching it. But there's a lot of shit going on. I was playing Call of Duty and watching something else. Maybe it was the Colts game. I think it was on at the same time, right? I don't remember. But Andy Dalton came in, fumbled right on the first possession. Come on, he's rusty. I think that's where the silver lining is for them as well. They have an experienced quarterback to come in and fill that spot, fill that void that Dak Prescott's going to leave. That's why they got Andy Dalton. Is for just in case. Let's say Dak holds out. He should have hauled out. He should have. He's prideful. He's a good dude. He was going to go out there and do his thing, which I respect. Drew Brees did the same thing. Alvin Kamara came back and did the same thing. Dalvin Cook, I think, came back and did the same thing. And they were getting paid. They just have better GM, better front office people than the Cowboys. But anyways, dropping that. Hopefully Dak gets better. And does the damn thing. Colts and the Browns is another game I was intensely watching. So I make picks. You guys don't realize. If you guys are listening for the first time, I make picks. I make 5 picks the weekend before, and my picks are right now. I am 2-2 with one more game to go tonight with the Chargers and Saints. So hopefully the Chargers pull it off, get me a little bit of winning record this weekend. I took Chiefs over the Raiders. That didn't happen. I took Seahawks over Vikings. That happened. I took Niners over the Dolphins. That didn't happen. Obviously, what an upset that was. We'll talk about that here in a second. What did I pick here? I have it right here. I took Rams over Washington. That happened. And then I took Falcons over Panthers. That didn't happen. But let's talk about that real quick. Let's talk about Chiefs and Raiders. I was watching that game. Bad game for the Chiefs. They were kind of in it for a while, and then they just couldn't go back to it. Throwing picks, interceptions, fumbles, couldn't turn the ball over, couldn't convert. That'll kill you. If you don't score touchdowns, you're just going field goals, that'll kill you. Yeah, I guess the Raiders are for real. What are the Raiders' record? What is their record now? Because they're trash. They are 3-2, where the Chiefs are 4-1. Is what it is, man. 2020 can't surprise me. You can't hurt me anymore. Niners getting beat down, and I said this on the podcast last week. Fitz magic. The Niners will give you fits. You see what I did there? They'll give you problems. They will give you fits, and they did that to the point where Jimmy G got benched. Jimmy G got benched. They were like, oh, cool, Jimmy G's back. Got benched. By the way, George Kittle's on my fantasy team. Only gave me 6 points. 6 points. Are you kidding me? Cero miedo. Jimmy G gave me 6 points. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I mean, they're very depleted at defense. But so are the Broncos. And I don't think they would let the Dolphins do that to them. I mean, let's be honest. And they play here pretty soon, too. We'll find out. I mean, the Broncos are beat up, but I don't think they'll let the Dolphins do that to them. No Von Miller. No A.J. Bowie. No Terrell Casey. I think he's out for the year. So, yeah, I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened. That was bad. But yeah, feel good story of the year. Washington, Alex Smith, coming back to play after getting who got hurt? Oh yeah, that wasn't Case Keenum. Kyle Allen. Kyle Allen got hurt. Took a helmet to helmet. Was playing well. Got a rushing touchdown. And got hurt to hurt. Got helmet to helmet with a hurt to hurt. And Alex Smith came in. I want to see his numbers. I really didn't pay attention. All they said was he's coming in. And a lot of people. And I didn't watch the Alex Smith 60, E60, or whatever it's called. I wanted to. I think I have it recorded. I got to go check it out. Or I could watch it on ESPN. I didn't see it. But a lot of people were like, it's uncomfortable watching him play right now. Because I did see that where he got the clearance and people are like celebrating. He's like walking, but he's still limping. So it's scary. Let me see. Alex Smith comes in, doesn't throw a pick, gets sacked 6 times. Poor guy got sacked 6 times. QBR rating was 3.2. 9 of 17. Only threw for 37 yards. Didn't throw a touchdown. Kyle Allen had the only touchdown of the game. I mean, Washington's what, 1-4? I mean, you have Alex Smith coming back. I mean, that's just how that you take a look at that and you're like, why not put Dwayne Haskins? Well, obviously they're going to go away from Dwayne Haskins. They're not sold on Dwayne Haskins. You know, when I wasn't sold, and I talked about this last time, well, see, when he was out there, they're trying to do a victory formation. They can't find him. He's out there taking pictures with the fans. I mean, it's just immature. It just shows he's not ready. And they're just going to go away from him. Take him in the first round. I don't think Ron Rivera would have taken him in the first round. Let's be honest. You want to talk about that club that's had a shitty... They had to change their name. Poor Ron Rivera's coaching with cancer. Taking IVs in the middle of half times. Very exhausted. Alex Smith comes back from breaking 2 bones in his legs. Takes 2 years to come back. I mean, they released Adrian Peterson. I mean, wow, what a turbulent last few months for this team, right? It is what it is. Rams came in, did their damn thing. But the game of the week went to the Vikings and the Seahawks. Because Vikings and the Seahawks, by the way, Texans got their first win. Falcons did not. Before getting the game of the week, Falcons fired, who they fired? They fired Dan Quinn, is that who it is? And then their GM, what the hell's his last name? Dimitrov. Thomas Dimitrov? Something Dimitrov. But I said this 2 weeks ago when they got come back on again. That sounded so bad. When they jumbled that game against, what was it, the Cowboys? Someone had to have been fired then. You wait another 2 weeks, take another L, and you want to fire everyone? It was bound to happen. That's a bad look for a team that should be doing way better than they're doing. And I don't know if I'd be surprised if they go away from Matt Ryan here soon. You look at this. Take a look at the next draft. Where they will finish. They might be up there for Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence or the kid from South Dakota State. Bison. I mean, they might be looking for a quarterback. Someone to throw to Julio Jones. And they don't have Julio Jones because he's not healthy. Calvin Ridley isn't filling in well. They got rid of Sanu a couple years ago, last year, right? Gage. They got rid of Austin Hooper. They added, what's his name from the Browns? I can't remember his name. Starts with an H. Something H. Doesn't matter. What's wrong with me in names? I know these guys. Put me on the spot like that. I can't remember. Todd Gurley finally ran the ball pretty well last week and this week. But, I mean, no help anywhere, especially on the defense. What's going on in the defense? So, it should have happened 2 weeks ago. A change should have happened 2 weeks ago, like, whatever. But anyways, game of the week, Vikings versus Seahawks. Seahawks came back and DK Metcalf, man. was a bully out there. A bully. Chris Carson, bully. See, I mean, the MVP of the year so far is going to Russell Wilson. We still have Josh Allen to play tomorrow. We'll see if that's dubs for Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? We'll see if that's dubs. But, I mean, Kirk Cousins didn't do himself justice throwing, he threw a couple picks there towards the end and kept the Seahawks in the game. Adam Thielen did what he needed to do. They got Dalvin Cook lost in that fourth quarter. Third or fourth quarter, I think he ended up getting hurt. Groin injury, I think is what I'm looking at. I was kind of playing Call of Duty at the same time. I was paying attention. Yeah, Russell Westbrook's the MVP of the league. I mean, what a good game that was. Sunday night game. In the rain, it looked like. They no quit in them. Last second. Touchdown. Dubs. That's a good team. Good coach. Good quarterback. Good receiving core. Tyler Lockett's underrated. DK Metcalf's a beast. They have Drisley who scored a touchdown. They have Greg Olsen as well. Good offensive line. Defense still kind of iffy, a little bit questionable, but they're winning the games. I think they're still undefeated. 5-0. So, and that's it. I mean, that Vikings was one of my bets yesterday, and they were pulling it off. They were doing well. Dropped the ball towards the end of the game, and I mean, props to the Seahawks. That was a good game. I was watching in between me getting killed in Call of Duty all the time, but I was watching game very intently. Mad props to the Seahawks and Russell Wilson, MVP Russell Wilson. Respect. That guy's winning. He's a winner, right? Just had a baby. Bought part of this Seattle Sounders, I believe. Big business moves with his lady Sierra. I mean, that's a good power couple right there. Give him props. Power couple props, Maybe put on their Jay-Z, Beyonce, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? Something in my eye, guys. I'm back. Props. Russell Wilson. I'm taking the Chargers tonight against the Saints. I don't think Drew Brees has it in him anymore. Something very off about Drew Brees, and something very good going on with, oh my God, why am I doing this? Why am I forgetting his name? I just picked him up, too. This is so stupid. I can't believe I'm forgetting this guy's name. Quarterback for the San Diego Chargers, Justin Herbert. I think he's gonna do a good job against that defense. You saw what he did against the Chiefs. That's a better defense. What's this? Let me go to his game log here. The hell is this? Game log. There we go. Jeez, why does it make it difficult? Put Tampa Bay on the back. Threw 3 touchdowns against Tampa Bay. Carolina and KC. And then rushed. I believe rushed for a couple too. Rushed for 1 against KC. So he has the tools, man. I think that's the move. No Austin Eckler, but I still think those other 2 could fill in. You still have Hunter Henry, Kyle Allen, Keenan Allen. I think they're good. I think they're Gucci. Good defense too. Still, Kenneth Murray. I don't know if Ingram's gonna play. Solid team. We're not talking about that. We're gonna do all that. We're gonna Titans and Bills are gonna bang. That's gonna be a good game. Tuesday night, extra football because there's no more basketball. So I'm excited. By the way, Lakers won the championship. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. We'll talk about the GOAT stuff next time. I'm not going to talk about it right now because I really don't want to. Very underwhelming finals. Let me speak to your manager, Lakers. Anyways, I'm going to top this off because this weekend, one of my favorite sports ever, MMA, delivered. Once again, Uncle Edgar told you last podcast, Sports Was Live podcast, episode number 71. Watch it. This one's going to be full of bangers. Did I lie to you? No. Let me take a look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 knockouts. 7 finishes. I ain't one submission, I don't think. They're all knockouts. Heat. I'm giving you heat. Dawson. Ryu. I'm Flame. Fireman. I'm giving you 2003 Lil Wayne. Heat. I'm giving you bangers. Let's go through this card real quick. Okay? You had Bruno Silva, I think upsetting Ulanbekov. I can't say his name. The beautiful Tracy Cortez beating Stephanie Egger. Giga Chikadze versus Omar Morales. Those are the decisions. Then you get Ali versus Tony Kelly. Those guys almost fought after the fight. I thought Tony Kelly lost the fight, but he won the fight. Then you start going into bangers. Knockout of the century. Joaquin Buckley versus Impa Kasanganay. I never heard of Joaquin Buckley up to today. And I looked up and they're introducing him and I'm like, this guy's gonna win. Without even knowing who he was, this guy's gotta win. He was an underdog. He had to win. I mean, this guy's built like a shit brick house. And I sat there and I was like, he's gonna win. I don't know what it was about just one look at him. And I'm like, he's going to win. And he's going to win this decide. He was a heavy underdog, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty big underdog. I think +2 something. And he comes in. Round 2. Throws a left kick. Gets caught. Like this. And then on the same kick, with the leg still caught. Turns around. Brings the other foot up and kicks him in the face. A turning back, like a spinning back kick, right to the face. Delay knockout, and just drops him. One of the best knockouts I've ever seen. Better than Jorge Masvidal's knockout. Better than Rashad Evans' knockouts. I mean, crazy knockout. Dude. It was nuts. Out of the blue. I mean, everyone's expression was ridiculous. Announcers are jumping up. Everyone's jumping up. Everyone's tweeting about it. Holy shit, what a knockout that was. And that was in the under prelims. Listen, guys, I gave you guys heat. I told you guys this was going to be a banger. Pay attention to the ones you're not worried. I mean, people are excited for 2 weeks. Justin Gaethje versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. Those are going to be fireworks. Next week, Brian TCD Ortega versus Chang Sung Zung, the Korean zombie. Bangers. But guys, these are the ones you got to watch for. People you never heard about before. Those guys have something to prove. And he came out and he stamped his name in history. And just like that, that's what makes you known. That's why people follow people like this. That's why people are like, oh shit, I'm going to watch that guy next time. That makes you money. That's why when I see all these wrestlers, people want to grind out decisions and wonder why they're not getting pushed. You're not doing shit like this. He's getting pushed. He's going to get another fight here soon. Watch. It was amazing. Just simply amazing. Chris Daukaus versus Rodrigo Ferreira. KO again. Daukaus, you got to remember, the police officer from Philly, I believe. Got a short call. Wanted to fight by knockout last week. Brother fought short as well. And then he fought again this weekend. KO. Vicious KO. Tom Breeze KO'd Bouliar. And then get to the nitty-gritty. This is the main card. Uses of law. Lost to Tapuria. That's a tough one. Uncle Edgar went 5-1 in his picks this week. That was the one that I got wrong. It was close. I mean, Zalal's a tough dude. I think it was split decision it ended up being, but can't leave it in the hand of the judges. And that's what he's done the last few times. He's kind of just scraped it by. They didn't get a good finish Well, it hasn't finished anybody. I think in the UFC, but that's what you run into, man. You gotta finish these fights. That's how you get pushed, bro. Finishing fights. Just like Buckley. Tom Aspinall. One of them I got right. One of the 5 I got right. Baby and Frank Mir. Another knockout win. The guy's incredible at heavyweight. New fresh blood at heavyweight. I'm excited for this dude. English. Marcus Perez. If you guys didn't know Marcus Perez, Marcus Perez comes out as a Joker, like the Dark Knight Joker, doing the whole laugh and shit. Goes in, gets knocked the fuck out by Plessis. Knocked out. Beat up. You do all these antics. You do all this shit. You can't lose. You really look like a fucking clown now. And getting knocked out like that. Dude, Plessis was and Perez is doing well. Plessis caught him. Finished him. Is what it is. That's MMA. It's the beauty of MMA. Fire. I'm giving you fire. Like Oklahoma versus Texas fire. Tim Howard, retirement fire. Von Miller, comeback fire. Hecho Mexico fire. Ben Rothwell, Marcin Tibura. Dude, I don't know how 2 heavyweights hit each other that much, and it goes to decision. Tibura won the fight. Great fight. I picked the fight. Uncle Edgar should have bet. I didn't bet. I forgot to. I was too excited. Edson Barbosa won. It wasn't that exciting of a fight between him and Americani. I don't know what Americani's doing. He was just sitting back, and he was taking L's, too. He was getting hit. Americani was like, I don't know what he was doing, but he took a hard L. Won the 3rd round, but ended up losing the first 2 rounds, ultimately. And then Corey Sandhagen comes in and beats #1 ranked fighter in 135 pounds, Marlon Rice, with a head kick. Just pop. Spinning head kick. Got him, and then dropped him, and then finished him on the ground. Shout out to Corey Sandhagen from Colorado. Zalal trains out of Colorado. I think they train at X Factory, both of them. Or I think Sandhagen trains at Elevation. I don't know, 100% sure. I got to check that out. But, props Sandhagen. Bounces back from losing Aljamain Sterling. But that makes it a little bit clearer now. I think Petr Yan versus Aljamain Sterling is a fight to make next. I would love to see Sandhagen. Sandhagen called out Frankie Edgar. Someone else. Frankie Edgar and someone. Was it Aljo? It wasn't Aljo. I would have to check this out now. Hold on. Where's it at? Rankings. You know me. We got to go to the rankings. He called someone else. It's going to come back to me here pretty soon. It wasn't Porter. Frankie Edgar. Was it Jimmy Rivera he called out? Wasn't Cody Garbrandt. I would have called that Cody Garbrandt. I think it was I think it's Rivera. Jimmy Rivera, I think. Yeah, I don't know how this is. I think it was one of those, but I know for sure he called out Frankie Edgar. I wouldn't mind watching that fight. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that fight. I'd rather see Frankie Edgar versus Dominic Cruz, to be honest with you. I want to watch that fight before either of them retires. And before they're still, while they're healthy to do it, We'll see. I hope that fight happens. I hope that does happen. What a weekend. What a weekend it was. Be a sports fan. Fun weekend. This next weekend coming up, Brian Ortega versus TCD Ortega. Brian TCD Ortega versus Chang Sung Zun, Korean Zombie. Should be a good one. I'm excited. I'm overwhelmed. And, but yeah, 1 year of the Sports Plus Life podcast. I want to thank everyone. I enjoy doing this. I will continue doing this. And I just want your help. Share, like, subscribe, hit all the bells. Give me popular. Obviously, if you don't like me, that's fine. If you're a friend of mine, you love me, share the podcast. Holler at your boy. All right. That's it. I will update you on my picks on the next Sports Plus Life podcast, episode number 73. Follow me on Sports Plus Life, Instagram and Twitter. Follow me, MRAKACO, Instagram and Twitter. Yeah. Thank you guys. What else? Oh, yeah, youtube.com/Sports Plus Life. Holler at your boy, all right? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Don't forget to vote. Let's make a change here in a few weeks. And I will catch you guys late.